Hey guys, I'm Greg Hardy and welcome back to my channel. Have you ever heard the old saying that it takes money to make money? Well, in this video we're going to cover not only why your net worth skyrockets once your savings reach the $100,000 mark, but also how to get to the $100,000 mark. I mean, let's face it, it's nice to know that your net worth skyrockets after $100,000, but if you don't know how to get there, what good is it going to do you? I'll cover a lot of information in detail, so I encourage you to watch this video till the end because it could have a significant impact on your future self. Did you know that $100,000 is 25% of the way to $1 million? Now, I'm not talking about the numbers itself, but in the length of time that it takes to get from $100,000 to $1 million. Later in this video, I'll give you some real-world practical examples to prove that very point. Albert Einstein was quoted as saying that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. That means that if you're wise with your money, it'll grow for you with compound interest. But if you aren't wise with money, you'll end up paying interest on debt and never get ahead. Remember that every dollar that goes out the door as interest can't be invested. If you pay compound interest, you have even fewer resources to benefit from earning compound interest. Let's first cover the two main reasons why your net worth accelerates once you reach the $100,000 mark. But before we do that, my goal with this video and with every video that I make is to give you more knowledge and insight than you had before you began watching it. If I can do that, I ask that you hit that like button and also consider subscribing to this channel so that this video can reach a wider audience and help even more people. Thank you in advance for doing that. Let's get started. The first reason why your net worth accelerates once you reach $100,000, and that is the scale of capital. Capital simply refers to money, and the scaling of that means to be efficient and leverage your current resources. So let's see what that looks like using a few examples. Say you have $100 invested in a basic S&P mutual fund with an annual return rate of 10%. After 1 year, you'd have $110. Let's take that up a notch to $10,000. After 1 year, you would have $11,000. And with a $100,000 investment, you would have $110,000. The rate of return, the risk, and the length of time are all the same. However, the profit is significantly different. The scaling of capital allows you to have bigger returns with a larger amount of money. So, as the size of your investment grows, the chances of larger gains increases too. This does involve a lot of heavy lifting though. Getting to $100,000 for most of us is no joke. It's a lot of hard work, determination, and sacrifice, but it is possible. This underscores the saying that it takes money to make money. The best way to get to your first $100,000 is to be an income-generating machine and not focus so much on your investments. The rate at which you save money early on is much more important than the rate of return that you should expect. Let's look at the second reason your wealth skyrockets after $100,000, and that reason is compound interest. Simply put, it's the interest you earn on your investments. With compound interest, not only do you earn interest on your initial investment, but you also earn interest on the interest that you've already accrued. So let's go back to that previous example of $10,000 and imagine that you were able to invest it with a 10% return. We saw that after 1 year you'd have $11,000. In the second year you'd earn interest not just on your initial $10,000 investment, but also on the $1,000 in interest that you earned in the first year. This compounding effect might seem insignificant at first, but over time it will snowball into substantial wealth. For instance, leaving that initial deposit alone of $10,000 to compound annually at 10% for, say, 40 years would result in over $452,000. Remember the quote earlier from Albert Einstein? Compound interest can also work against you as well. When's the last time you saw a high-interest credit card balance move much lower after making a payment? That's because when you get into the high-interest debt like credit cards, you are now fighting against compound interest instead of it working for you. So what if you don't have an extra $10,000 to spare? I mean, that's okay. Everyone has to start somewhere. The principles of compound interest applies regardless of your initial investment. Consistent contributions over time will yield you significant results. Let's consider this example. I mentioned previously about $100,000 being 25% of the way to $1 million. Here's how that works. Say you earn an annual income of $60,000 and invest 15% of your salary annually, which is $9,000, or $750 a month. You could accumulate over $100,000 in about 8 years, assuming just an 8% return. The length of time gets shorter for every $100,000 after that. Let's take a look. To get from $100,000 to $200,000 takes 5 years. From $200,000 to $300,000 takes 4 years. Let's move further down the line. $300,000 to $400,000 takes 3 years, and each subsequent $100,000 takes 2 years or less to achieve, eventually taking about 30 years to achieve $1 million. Remember, it took nearly 8 years to get to the first $100,000 and only 22 years to gain the next $900,000. That means that 26% of the time was getting the first $100,000 and 74% to get to the next $900,000. This just shows how time and steady contributions can exponentially enhance your net worth. The key lies in regular contributions and patience. It's a pretty straightforward process. Invest wisely, exercise patience, and watch your wealth multiply. The more your money grows, the more your income will transition from active to passive. Let's go back to the $60,000 salary that you earn and the $9,000 per year that you're investing. In the beginning, your salary comprises 98.8% of your income, while the 8% gain on your $9,000, which is $720, comprises only 1.2% of your income. Let's say now that you have $100,000 invested, but still that same $60,000 salary and the same 8% return. Now your $100,000 investment is $108,000, which generates $8,000 in passive income. So now 87% of your income is active and 13% is passive income. That's significant because every year that passive income will continue to grow, and it's quite possible that one day your passive income will surpass your active income. However, to unlock the full potential of compound interest, certain steps are crucial. The first of which is by prioritizing debt repayment. I want interest working for you and not against you because you're giving your money away to others. If you have consumer debt, work diligently to pay that off as quickly as possible. Next, you need to establish an emergency fund with a minimum of 3 months worth of living expenses that is to never be touched unless it's an emergency. Bankrate's latest survey results found 56% of U.S. adults lack the emergency funds to handle a $1,000 unexpected expense, and 1/3 of those said that they would have to borrow the money somehow to pay for it. If you have to charge that emergency expense on a credit card with nearly 21% interest rate, it's going to be extremely challenging to get ahead. Thirdly, make it a goal to invest 15% of your income towards retirement accounts. You can start by increasing your contribution amount into your retirement account by 1% a year till you get to that 15% number. If you can do more than 1%, by all means do it. Remember, investing early maximizes the compounding effect. The younger you are and the sooner you start, the better. To speed up your journey to $100,000, consider these strategies. First, focus on increasing your income through additional streams such as certifications to make yourself more valuable or desirable in the workplace. Maybe start a side hustle to generate extra income on top of your primary job. Don't rule out making strategic career moves, whether that's changing jobs or seeking a promotion at your current employer. Secondly, practice good financial management by budgeting, planning, and minimizing frivolous spending. In order to have money to invest, you have to be good stewards of it, meaning you have to have control over your finances. Creating and sticking to a budget tells your money where to go instead of wondering where it all went. A budget also lets you know if there's money to spend on certain non-essential items. When you are able to assign every dollar a home, it will maximize your ability to save and invest. I have some videos on budgeting that I encourage you to watch as well. Lastly, optimize the efficiency of your dollars by utilizing tax-sheltered accounts like a Roth IRA or a 401k. I won't go into a lot of details about a 401k or a Roth IRA in this video, but I have a few videos on the topics that I'll link to this one. With a Roth IRA, contributions are made with earned income that has already been taxed, which is your net earnings. That means that your money grows tax-free and all distributions made during retirement are tax-free as well. While a 401k is an employer-sponsored retirement account that allows you to contribute your pre-tax dollars towards your retirement. A 401k also reduces the amount of income you're taxed on and lets the funds grow tax-free. You are only taxed when you make withdrawals in retirement. You may also work for a company that will match a portion of what you put into your account, essentially giving you free money that will grow too. Your net worth evolves over time. Initially, savings contribute significantly to the first $100,000, with the investment returns playing a smaller role. As you progress, though, investment returns become more substantial, amplifying the growth of your net worth. Remember, the real gains are made at the end, but aren't possible without a solid foundation at the start. This necessitates finding additional income streams. For many of you, this means embracing side hustles, which not only boost your investment capabilities, but also accelerates wealth accumulation through compound interest. Once you cross the $100,000 threshold, the dynamics change dramatically. Compound interest, once pretty lackluster, becomes a very powerful ally. By implementing these strategies and understanding the principles behind wealth accumulation, you can speed up your path to financial independence. Remember, the journey to $100,000 is just the beginning of a very rewarding financial journey. If you want to learn more about growing your wealth, then check out this video right here. But before you do that, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you liked this video and that you got something out of it. I'll see you in the next one.